Welcome back, everyone, to Pod of Thrones. I'm Jeff.
I'm Jennifer.
All right, so when last we all spoke, we were saying that we were going to do a midweek episode, and we actually are,
Yahoo!
Because spring break's over and we have time again. But unfortunately, or fortunately, we'll see how this episode goes. I mean, no offense to anybody, but our good friend Lore Master Kevin is currently on spring break with his family, so he is not able to join us after all. I thought he'd be here to pump us full of book knowledge and other things that we haven't noticed. So I found someone else.
Ooh.
So I got a longtime friend of the show who has called in. His name is Josh. He is. I haven't tested him for lore master status, but I feel like he's up there in the upper echelon somewhere. He seems to know a lot, and some of it we'll be talking about tonight. Maybe not all of it, but we'll see what we have time to get to. So say hi, Josh.
Hey, folks.
Hey,
Josh.
Welcome to Pod of Thrones. Thanks for being part of this.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
So Josh, let's just talk about you real quick. You are a big Game of Thrones fan. You're an avid book reader and lore guy, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for that.
Well, we've had conversations before, I think a number of times, about like some of your favorite Game of Thrones conspiracy theories. What are your favorite Game of Thrones, like, crazy theories? Like, give us a top one or two.
Okay. I'm going to say from the books, I've got this entire theory worked out where Podrick Payne is in fact now a faceless man. He didn't start as one.
Yes, you were telling me something about this, and now I feel unclear. Is Podrick Payne and he became a faceless man like Arya did, or has he been murdered, skinned, and replaced?
Murdered, skinned, and replaced.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. We'll go into that one later when there isn't juicy.
You want to save that for some other time, maybe? Okay. What did you think of the theory that Baelish was actually a faceless man?
One of my coworkers tried to convince me of that Baelish was not only a faceless man but alive. Right now, and which has started a meme war between me and a good friend of mine that I watched the show with, where pretty much every character by the end of the series ends up peeling off his or her face to reveal himself as Baelish. Sweet Robin, I think, was our last take on that he's going to sweep in at the last moment, rescue Sansa, and then start wiggling his eyebrows. Yep.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, we've talked about this a few times, I think, and what just hit me was, I don't know if we said this before, but for Baelish to be alive and for Arya to have slit a faceless man's throat who looked just like Baelish would have to have had his face skinned off. I don't know that that's really been established that you have to die for them to wear your face. I mean, look, he could be alive and have his face skinned off. I mean, they've got magic and special techniques.
Oh, ow.
Flaying. Yeah, I mean, you can just
flaying, right. They could have taken old Bolton lessons. Maybe there's a Bolton who was like one of the first faceless men.
Maybe they were all faceless men.
I think we're onto something right now.
That's part of the whole bolt-on theory, isn't it?
Bolt on?
If you haven't heard the bolt on theory or read about the bolt ons, you need to go read about the bolt on.
Okay, is this our homework? I'll write this down. I've got a notepad here. Just let me bolt on. I get that doesn't sound like it would have anything to do with the theory.
Is it a space or a hyphen?
I'm going to say hyphen.
That would be a hyphen, yeah.
A hyphen.
So it's probably not anything to do with the theory that the Boltons are vampires. Because that doesn't sound like
as a matter of fact, yes, it does sort of play into the Boltons are vampires theory.
But there must be more to it than just that. Okay, well, we'll have to look that up. I'm curious. We'll bring it up on a future episode.
I'm not saying I buy that theory, but hey, I'm entertained by it.
Hey, so, your crazy theories are very much intriguing me. So I feel good about having this homework to do. It's always nice to have new theories, especially because we're not going to get all the answers at the end of this. We're not going to know for sure what's under Varys' robes and if he really has a fishtail or not. We're not going to find that out. He might live, he might die, but...
Wouldn't that be great if he just lifted him up and he was like...
Or like if he was in the middle of a fight and like he fell down in the snowbank and everything was okay, but then he gets inside and he's like by a fire and they're trying to warm him up because he's so cold, and then it gets his robes all wet and it's like Daryl Hannah from Splash, and just boom, there's a fishtail
through my head.
Yeah.
I was going on a different route there.
Oh, okay.
It was disturbing.
More disturbing than him sprouting a fishtail?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Well, we're off to a great start. So let's see. Oh, here's a quick note of business. We did talk about the death pool, and of course we have no results for the death pool yet, but we have talked extensively about the number of names that we're missing. And I did mention in our last episode that one of our listeners, Christian, I think his name was, he had mentioned that he had made up some bingo cards for him and his friends to play Game of Thrones bingo while they're watching. And of course, we haven't had anyone to mark off the bingo card yet, unless somehow you predicted Lord Umber should be part of that list. So that said, I took his advice. I went to this website he gave me. I think it's freebingocards.com or something like that. And I made up bingo cards using everybody that we had in the death pool, plus all the other people we've realized were missing off the list, and used that website to randomize 30 bingo cards. So they're 4x4 because there's not as many options as there are on like a full 5-column bingo card. So they're 4x4 cards, and if you're having a viewing party, especially this coming week when we know some shit's going to go down, you can download these, print them out, and hand them out to your friends while you're sitting around watching. And I don't know, figure out a prize, people. Play for pride, or play for money, or play for some cool piece of Game of Thrones merchandise. That's all up to you. But if you go back to potofthrones.com and click on the page for our death pool, I'll put a link in the show notes as well. I'll have something there where you can click and download. It's just a PDF. You print it out, you cut it apart, and you have your bingo cards.
Woohoo! B-I-N-G-O.
We're going to have some people over this Sunday, so I think that will come in handy.
And what will we have for a prize?
I don't know yet. We'll figure something out.
The last of the Game of Thrones Oreos?
Yeah, we do still have a few left. Thank you again, Sterling, for sending Oreos over to us. You are still our hero.
I was looking for Game of Thrones wine today.
No luck?
No luck.
It's all sold out.
I didn't go to Bevmo. Or Wines Plus or whatever.
Did you go to Total Wine?
I didn't know. That's what I was just trying to come up with.
Wines and stuff. That's my favorite story. I know a lot about wine. Okay, so that was just the one order of business. Now let's talk about stuff. Here we go. Arya had sex. This has been lighting the internet on fire.
Why? Because she's a little tiny girl.
Some people think it was awesome. Some people think it was gross. There are a wide variety of opinions on it. I think it was pretty awesome. I'm happy for her. She's not a little kid anymore.
It made me uncomfortable.
It made you because she's so little?
Yes, yeah. And she looks so young.
How did you feel about it, Josh?
I had this vibe of like I am watching my kid sister get it on.
Right.
Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah. It wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I stand by what I said. Anyone who can throw knives like that is no longer a kid sister. Now, that said, Joe Dempsey did have a comment. So there was a whole article about this scene and Maisie's thoughts on it and everything. And I just took a couple notes from that. I think it's on EW.com. First of all, Maisie thought that the script was a prank when she first saw it, because apparently they do stuff like that on Game of Thrones. They've had prank scripts before. I'd love to know more about this. But they gave one example in the article, which was sometime in season 1, Jon got horribly disfigured in some kind of accident. And then, of course, it turned out that was a joke. I want to know more. But this season, they didn't do any of that. And Maisie, got with the writers and was like, hey, what? This is a joke, right? And they're like, nope, not this time. Not this time. But they did give her the option of how much or how little skin she wanted to show. They weren't. That was
nice.
They weren't going to coerce her into doing anything. So she chose the tasteful side boob. Okay,
but is that her side boob?
You know what? It sounds like it is. They're not saying it was a body double.
It looked like it was CGI. It was so
Maybe it was just the lighting. I don't know.
I'm sure that the lighting had something to do with it, but it was so
She said she was naked
young
on set.
girl-like.
And I'm sure she had like pasties on or something too, because we never got to see that side.
Mm-hmm.
So that was her. I don't know. She said she was naked on set, and it was a little weird. But when it finally came time to shoot the scene, they were all in a hurry on production, and it was just like, all right, we got to get this done. And she's like, okay, let's do it, and just boom, close off, and they did the thing, and then it was over. But Joe Dempsey. So here's the thing: if you do the math, Joe Dempsey was like 20 or 21 during season 1 of the show, and Maisie Williams was 11 or 12. So for him, it really was like having a kid sister around.
I can imagine.
Oh, God.
So yes, he did say that that he found it a little bit awkward, just in the sense that, yeah, he's known Maisie since she was an actual child. But I felt like he looked awkward anyway. You know, he went for it in the end, but at first it was, I think we were feeling his legitimate.
What the fuck is going on right now? Okay, I think I want to do this. Right? She's raping me. Oh my God.
No, she didn't. She made him take his own pants off. Although she did make him take his own pants off. I know. You don't want to say no to someone that can throw knives like that, right?
You're getting even more further into.
I don't know.
Into the whole rape
I guess
theory.
I'm agreeing. She did
Arya
make him.
raped
Yeah. All right. So there was that, and then you.
Well, hold on. Did you see Maisie Williams' tweet about that?
Oh, I did, and I forget what it said. Something about her family. What did it say? What did it say? Do you have it?
If you feel uncomfortable, just know that my mother and my stepdad and my 2 sisters and my 4 brothers have all probably watched this too. Kill me.
Yes, it said, ah, ha, 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 kill me in the tweet.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that would be upsetting.
Yeah.
Could you? I mean, my daughter wanted to be an actor for a while, and I considered stuff like that. Like, what if she has to, like, what if she gets on screen and on stage, or she has to kiss someone, or yeah, it's not something any parent really wants to think about.
No, it is not.
Or even if it's not on stage,
Right.
if it's just your daughter kissing someone.
Yes.
Anything you want to talk about? Get off your chest.
No, not right now.
Okay, you're not right now. Okay,
This is Pot of Thrones.
maybe some other time. And then there was Sophie Turner. So I did not know anything about this, but when I, before the show, was mentioning, oh yeah, and there's this article about Maisie Williams in the sex scene, you started screaming at me about Sophie Turner. So tell us.
I wasn't screaming.
You were like, oh, did you see the thing?
Oh God, I did not.
It wasn't angry screaming, but it was exasperated screaming. All right, so tell us about Sophie Turner, babe.
I found this Instagram.
Crank up the volume, then.
I'll crank it up.
So this was just a quick little video that Sophie put on her Instagram. Did you see this one, Josh?
I did not.
Okay, well, get ready to live. Here it
Here we
goes.
go.
Oh, boy.
In honor of Easter, I guess Game of Thrones wanted the storyline to have a little Easter bunny hopping into that pussy. And that's the tea.
Yeah.
And then she's downing some wine.
Yeah, she fucking chugs like a whole glass of wine after she says pussy.
Oh, boy.
So that's the real Sansa Stark, you guys.
Yeah.
I think she's a great actress.
Yes, she
Right?
is.
I mean-
and she is so beautiful.
You'd never know that she had that side of her.
No.
If you just knew her from Game of Thrones and not social media.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that make you feel? You didn't like that?
I didn't like it at all. I was mad at her.
Why?
I don't know. This whole thing with Arya and having sex and her talking about Arya's pussy and bunnies hopping in it.
Well, and
It's too much.
she was obviously a little drunk because the bunny thing doesn't make any sense. But but they're best friends in real life, you know.
Maybe
that.
the bunny thing does mean something.
Well, what would it mean?
I don't know. Maybe it's a inside joke. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, now I'm just picturing like what's his name? Joe Dempsey, like he's just all soft and furry down there or something.
Why?
I don't
Sophie knows that for some reason.
Well, I'm sure it's the talk of the set.
Anyway,
Ever since
yeah, it was
Melisandre took his
upsetting
pants
for
off.
me.
What?
It was upsetting for me.
It was upsetting for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm sorry. You should unfollow her on Instagram.
No.
She's only going to do more of that. She's going to keep hurting you, babe. She is.
I hope she doesn't turn out to be one of those.
She's a wild girl. She loves to drink her wine. She's going to tweet or Instagram silly shit. Okay, so now let's talk about plot stuff. Where do we start? You know what, Josh? I want to start with yours. This was something that you were talking to me over Facebook Messenger about this. The Kid Free Weekend on Facebook. Anyone can message us. Go for it. So we were talking about a few things. There was your Podrick is a faceless man thing, but then more relevant to this last episode and what's to come in terms of the bigger plot points. You had something to say about Grey Worm, Missandei, and Daenerys's military goals. Let's hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so here's the thing. We were talking about who's going to live, who's going to die. And one of the characters I firmly believe is dead man walking is Grey Worm.
He's got to be.
I honestly didn't think he was going to survive last season. And I am confident that Missandei is going to live, because I am also confident that Missandei is Cersei's spy.
There we go. I was watching Jennifer's face. I should have taken a video of that.
That'd be a good meme.
Missandei, a spy? Okay, so Grey Worm, he seems like a tragic character, doesn't he? But maybe he's too obvious of a tragic character. Maybe that's why he lives. No?
It's possible. It's possible, but when you're already death bait and you're dating the spy,
right?
Even if the bad guys don't get you, you're going to get shanked on her way out.
Yeah. So yeah, if your theory's right, and she is a spy,
she truly loves him.
So last season, when Team Dany was going to take Casterly Rock, there were like 4 of them around that table discussing strategy. Missandei was, for some reason, one of them. And what happened? The whole thing went south, and it got blamed on Tyrion. Every defeat, in fact, keeps getting blamed on Tyrion, while Missandei is there too. Now, if Tyrion really is Cersei's spy, that's dumb. He would be dumb. I'm crediting him being smarter than that.
We've seen too much of what has happened to him.
Well, yeah, if Tyrion was really a spy, we would have seen that, right?
He wouldn't have killed Tywin.
Well, I mean, we had the scene with Tyrion and Cersei, which they're not acting for our benefit. So if they were going to have some kind of secret spy conversation, it would have been safe to do it right there when no one else was around. So he can't be the spy.
Obviously, they have learned a new respect for each other. Compliments of Elmo.
Elmo?
If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go look up Elmo and Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes. You didn't see this, babe?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sesame Street did a couple of really funny things recently on a sort of respect each other campaign, and they had one for Westworld too. Huh. They had a Westworld video and how did I not think of that when you said Elmo? At first I was like, that's a nickname for some character, and I'm trying to think of who it is. Is it someone who's little and red? I don't remember. But no, actually, I just watched it a couple days ago. It's Elmo sits down with Cersei and Tyrion and tries to teach them about
Cersei and
respect.
Tyrion sitting there at Cersei's table in King's Landing. Both of them in there were having a discussion with one another. Outfits. That's totally what happened when the scene in the show cut away. A Muppet showed up. Yeah.
It's impressive because I'm sure Sesame Street wasn't paying for this because they're public broadcasting. It's very impressive that they got everyone back into costume and were on set to be able to do these little things for Westworld and Game of Thrones. Very cool.
Yes.
But
we should put a link to that.
Last season you had Missandei also just sort of hanging around a lot, and Davos twice goes up to talk to her about Noth. Not Narth, Noth. And
her homeland.
Yeah, that which is where she's from. Notable amongst other things, for having, it's the Butterfly Island. It's a beautiful place full of butterflies that also happen to carry a god-awful disease that the natives are immune to, but anyone else showing up on the island spends too much time there, rots and dies a horrible, horrible, horrible death.
Okay, so this is book lore. I'm assuming. You got this from somewhere, because they haven't talked about deadly plague butterflies on the show.
If they did, I'd have to check the show. It would have been back when Missandei was first introduced.
I feel like I would have noticed something like that.
So, just, again, let's say even if it is just book lore, watching that whole exchange with Grey Worm, then in this last episode, with, oh, I want to go back to Noth, and oh, I want to go with you, I will stay there and defend you, and in my head it's like,
no.
Yes, and then bleed out your eyeballs till you die. What?
Oh, it's Ebola? Is it? Jeez.
He said, don't you want to go someplace like the beach?
Well, yeah, he offered that first. Like, don't you? I mean, let's just blow
and
this
she
joint.
wanted to go to North.
She said she'd like to return home. And then he said, me too. I'd like to go with you.
I don't think she's a spy. Because, come on.
It's an interesting theory because, Cersei did seem to skirt around everything that they were working on. But
also
they had Jaime.
Shay.
Well, Shay was...
We kind of knew she was a spy or something was funky.
Well, I don't think she was a spy the whole time, but she was definitely turned somewhere in the process. And hey, she got what was coming to her. But Missandei... Well, okay, but it could... blah, blah. What about Varys? Could it be Varys? Could Varys be the spy?
Is there a spy?
He's been accused. Well, so Dany has accused Tyrion of fucking her over on purpose, possibly, and she's accused Varys.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't accused
And
Missandei.
just because he's currently the least trustworthy man in the Seven Kingdoms, now that Baelish is dead, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But if he's Cersei's spy, he's gone way out of his way to play the longest, strangest, dumbest game on the planet to get things to this point.
That's true. Yeah, it wouldn't make much sense for him to turn away from the Targaryens now, or at least it wouldn't make much sense for him to start working for the Lannisters now. He could have done that a long time ago. And made things a lot easier. He could have not tipped off Jorah that they were going to assassinate Daenerys all those years ago. Yeah. So it's probably not Varys. It really wouldn't make any sense. And Missandei has never been accused. She is highly trusted. Ooh, you're kind of getting to her.
She is highly trusted. She's way too intelligent for, ex-house slave to whoever owned her, that slave master back in what town was that? Was that even Marine? I don't know.
No, it wasn't Marine. It was, Slaver's Bay. I don't remember the name of the town, but yeah, that guy. The first guy. No, actually, not even the first guy. The second guy that got Dracarys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Poor Pyat Pri. But yeah, way too intelligent by half. And honestly, if anyone was going to be left in charge of Meereen when Dany left, it should have been Missandei. Under no conceivable arrangement should it have been Dario that was left in charge of an empire in Essos.
He's smart. He's like street smart.
Which I'm sure is smart.
He's like Trump.
I am sure that is the exact argument that Missandei gave to Daenerys to keep him there.
Did she convince? Wait, did Missandei convince Daenerys to leave Dario behind?
No, we didn't really see. The best we got from it was that
you're just making stuff up.
I'm not. Dario was going to be a political hindrance, is what Dany said to him.
Yeah,
and that's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's true. He probably would have been. She never would have hooked up with Jon Snow.
What is whoever the spy is? What information are they passing along to Cersei at this point? What has a spy told Cersei?
The invasion of Casterly Rock, for starters.
Well, and the fact that they weren't going to storm King's Landing is kind of an important thing for them to know, because they were able to pull their military out of King's Landing to go do other things, like take down the garden, High Garden.
Did we never find out? They could just ask Jaime.
Ask Jaime what? Oh, if Missandei's a spy? Well, maybe. Oh, except, okay. I'm going to go with Josh's theory here. If Missandei's a spy, she's not reporting to Cersei. If Missandei is a spy, she's going to report to the Master of the Little Birds, which used to be Varys, but is now Qyburn. Well, I mean, it's not like they're fucking. I mean,
I don't know. He's just a creepy old guy.
But they're never in the same place.
He makes monsters.
He does.
And that's okay with him. He probably smells like rotting flesh. And he's just hanging out.
I don't know.
That's why I said ew.
Maybe they just apply liberal amounts of Febreze to the mountain to keep him from, stinking too much.
Yeah.
Hang some trees on him.
Oh, yeah, those little pine fresheners. Yeah. Well, not when they're in the throne room, but any other time. They get out of the throne room, and when he's just lumbering around the castle, he's got little things dangling off him. That's perfect. If someone out there has artistic skill, please draw that. Or Photoshop, I guess. That would work too. Okay, so what do you think, babe? Has he got you convinced? Could Missandei be a spy and a turncoat?
Yes, she could. You won me over. It was so easy.
On the death pool, if this matters at all, Missandei was the most polarizing character. She has a 51% chance to live, I believe. Maybe die.
Really?
She flipped from 51% in either direction at different points, but she's been at 51% the whole time. No one can decide what to do with Missandei.
Is this for the season or just for next episode?
For the season.
Season, okay.
She might live, she might die, but no one knows what to make of her. Which to me feeds your theory even more, that there's something secret about her that we don't know yet.
Hey, remember when... Was it Missandei that she had that lady come to the pyramid in Marine? I think it was Marine. She was like a witch lady or something. Remember? Who was that? And
the witch? You're not talking about the witch lady that screwed over Khal Drogo, are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Way after.
Was there another witch lady?
She wasn't really a witch, but she was a different...
You talking about the lady with the mask over her face?
Did she have she came?
That was in Karth.
That was Quaithe.
Yeah. She never.
There was the Red Priestess.
No.
Oh yeah, there was.
And that lady with the golden,
Yeah, you might be thinking of Quaithe.
I'm thinking of two different things, but
I think
maybe that was the same lady.
Missandei wasn't around when we met Quaithe. Quaithe, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still don't really know anything about Quaithe officially. I thought she'd show up again someday. But no, apparently not. Unless it was, I think I did see something, someone speculating that Quaithe was actually Melisandre in disguise, which could be just providing some guidance for the plots to come.
I feel like we missed something with that little. I feel like she was more important than what they let on.
Oh, I think so. I feel like it was just a little plot point that was lost, including why we might not see the Karth wizards anymore. And Pyapri got burned up, sure, if that they all look the same, so who the fuck knows, but they were supposed to get revenge on Dany. We haven't seen them either. All this stuff could still come into play. I imagine that somewhere there's one of those pin boards with all these red strings going between it, keeping track of all the plot lines of Game of Thrones. Someone out there that works on the show is their lore master, and but I don't know. It just seems like we're out of time to tie up some of these things.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Whew, but that was a big one. I would like to know what anyone listening thinks about Missandei possibly being a spy for Cersei. That is a horrible thought, but it definitely could be true.
Yeah, it could.
You've got some good reasons there. Now, the Noth poison butterfly thing, that seems a little too complicated for the show. But it's possible. Maybe that was just a hint, a way to lure people like you who are deep into the book lore into trying to figure this out.
It's like a side quest.
I like side quests. I do a lot of them. Okay, let's talk about Jenny of Oldstones. Now, as our resident book reader of the night, what can you tell us about Jenny of Oldstones, Josh?
Oh, gosh.
And let's be clear, for anyone that didn't catch it in the show, this was also the song that Podrick was singing at the end of the episode, as we had our sort of calm before the storm montage. And he was singing a cappella a la Lord of the Rings. But it was a song about Jenny of Oldstones. So what do you know just off the top of your head? Otherwise, I can help fill in the blanks based off my Googling.
Let's see. For starters, not just that Pod turned into a hobbit and started singing about her, but we also got Florence and the Machine doing it
yes.
end credits. That was nice.
We did.
She's a favorite.
But beyond that,
it's okay. You don't have to know this off the top of your head. All right, so here's what I read. The person Jenny of Oldstones was just some lady named Jenny, like not necessarily a noble person at all, just a person, probably kind of hot because she attracted the eye of a dude named Duncan Targaryen. So Dunk, is that the Dunk? Is there only the one Dunk?
Well, of course.
Well,
it's Game of Thrones. There's probably 83 different Dunks.
He's named after Dunk.
Duncan is named after the fabled Dunk from Dunk and Egg?
Yeah.
Okay. So Duncan Targaryen was a Targaryen, and he was next in line for the throne at whatever era, old-timey era that this was all happening in. And he was betrothed to a Baratheon. It was a political marriage, and they were going to get hitched, and he was going to be king, and then he'd sit on the Iron Throne. But he fell in love with Jenny of Oldstones. And he decided to say, fuck you, to his family, and he went off and married her, which screwed up the betrothal and pissed off his family so much that they said, you're out of the will. So he lost his claim to the throne. I guess they basically disowned him. And in doing that, I think like Ares II or something ascended the throne instead. But the reason this all comes up, in terms of speculation and the possibility that this was an Easter egg, is that the point of the story is that he gave up his claim to the throne for love, which is something that we currently have a conflict over who's the real heir to the throne, right? So it could be Jon, could be Dany, fucking could be Gendry. I mean, who the hell knows? But if Jon and Dany are going to be in this till the end, one of them is going to have to decide that they don't want to sit on the Iron Throne. Or
can't they be king and queen?
There's only one throne, babe. It's not.
They can make another.
It's not the Iron Love Seat.
The Iron Love Seat.
Though that would be amazing.
We should get one.
We should get an Iron Love Seat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's build that. We'll go buy some cheap swords.
Okay.
All right. So what do you think? Is this foreshadowing? Is this a sign of who's going to give up the throne? And if so, who's going to give up the throne? Discuss. Anyone? No one?
I have no opinion on this. I think it's just a song that's nice.
Well, but when we heard about the Reigns of Castamere and we heard that song, that turned it out to be a portent of, so that song was all about killing off a house. And we've heard that song a couple times since, and it's always when a house is getting massacred.
Well, and so the song of Jenny, is not detailing, but it's referencing the tragedy at Summerhall, when Egg and Prince Duncan, and frankly most anything with a Targaryen attached to its name, went up in flames. and those ghosts that Jenny is dancing with in the Hall of Kings, that's Summer Hall, and that's their ghosts.
I was thinking about the ghost reference, and the many articles online that I saw were talking about how this all means that either Jon's going to give up his claim to the throne because he loves Dany, or I don't see any reason why we can't flip it just because it was a dude giving up his claim. It could be Daenerys giving up her claim to the throne for Jon. It could be either one. It could be nothing. But then the whole Dancing with Ghosts thing made me think back to something that we've talked about a couple times now, which is, could the dead, she was like dancing in a crypt with all the ghosts, and could that be what this is referencing? Is that going to happen in this next episode? Will the dead rise in the crypts? Maybe that's what it's a clue to.
They are totally going to. We saw in the preview.
If they rise under the Night King's control, then the Stark traditions are dumb.
Wait, what? Why?
If you have named your home, your castle, about in honor of the defeat of this force of darkness in the ancient past,
right?
And then you store your dead under the castle so that when that force of darkness comes back, your dead can rise in their service.
They're not the brightest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Starks are known for their bad decisions. If you've listened to our show over the years,
this is right.
You know
right
that this is something that we keep talking about. Yeah. I mean, it comes right down to Jon picking that time to bring up the fucking heir to the throne
just
thing.
wait.
That was a bad decision, Mr. Stark.
Fuck.
I mean, maybe you're honestly a Targaryen, but you're half Stark, and you're making plenty of bad decisions for the lot of them. Motherfucker. Jesus. I'm sorry, Aunt fucker.
At least he stopped wearing his bib. That's a good start.
A bib?
His little armor, I guess you didn't like his armor piece.
Not so much.
That one that buckled right here?
Thing that would just come across his chest.
I think I liked it.
It did look a little bit like a bib. I hadn't thought of that before.
I'm going to have to see what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, then the other thing about the dead rising, if they did, aren't they encased in stone? I mean, I'm not saying magic can't make all the stone explode, but it just seems like it might be one of those things where, the person wakes up in their own coffin and they're like, let me out. And they're just scratching and they never get out.
They would wear their fingers down, and then it would be their wrists, and then they would just be stumps of arms.
Just trying to wear away the stone blocks that are on top of them. But then I can't remember if we were talking about this or not, Josh, but then what if they do rise because that's where the Night King's going? What if he heads for the crypts instead of the Godswood?
For what?
Little Sam.
Is Little Sam in the crypts?
He will be, yeah. He'll be with Gilly.
Wow.
Because we got to have some twists, right? And we don't really know what the Night King's up to. We just know what Bran thinks the Night King's up to.
Why doesn't he just tell everybody?
Who?
Oh, what? He just said he wants... King? What? Right. What did he say he wants?
He can't talk that we know of.
No. What did Bran say he wanted at the end?
Bran.
Oh, from him.
Yeah. He wants to come kill the three-eyed raven.
So then it can't be the baby. Because Bran knows everything.
Bran thinks he knows everything. But he can't get a bead on the Night King all the time. Night King can fuck with him. Thoughts, Josh? What do you got?
Jon had a vision. I don't know that this happened in the show, but again, books. Jon has a vision of the dead in the crypts rising. My take on it, because none of these visions are ever that clear or literal. I think the dead are going to get into. Well, so we know the dead get into the crypts. Of course, the dead are going to get into the crypts. This last episode, what they say 8 times, you'll be safe in the crypts. You'll be safe in the crypts. Go down to the crypts or you'll be safe. Go down to the crypts. It's safe down there. No, okay, fine. The crypts are going to get overrun.
Is Sam going to die?
No. Sam's not going to be in the crypts. Oh, Little Sam? Wait.
No, Big Sam.
Well, Big Sam's going to be out fighting.
But the people down there are going to they're going to need help. They're going to need weapons. All the weapons are upstairs, actually being put to use. But what's in the crypts? Every Stark was buried with a weapon.
So you think they're going to open it?
I do. I think they're going to arm themselves with the weapons of the dead, Starks in this case, and that's what that vision that Jon had really meant. It's not the dead literally rising, but is the people of Winterfell taking, rising up with the weapons of the dead Starks to fight their ancient enemies.
Well, how would those people get into the crypts? I mean, get into the actual, concrete or stone. Well, this is just a...
how did Yara, not Yara, how did Osha and Hodor, I guess Hodor is the answer, get in and get the sword the first time?
They took a sword out of the crypt?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't remember that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, when everybody was hiding down in the crypts of Winterfell, they armed themselves with the weapons from down there.
I really don't remember that. But if so, that's pretty cool.
Is that the book?
No, I think
it definitely happened in the book. I'd swear that happened in the show. They may not have made a big deal out of it, but
no.
I don't know. That would be one to go back and look for. Wow.
Are you talking about after Theon pulled that crap?
Yes.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah, while Theon was in control
of
Winterfell,
remember.
They were hiding in the crypts for a little while.
Did they pull it off the wall, or did they find it on a dead body? Or in somebody's, statue hand?
In someone's tomb. Well, the statue hands, I think, are just stone-carved weapons in the... statue weapons in the statue hands.
Well, I thought so too, but maybe not. They can't, those stones are really heavy.
Well, Hodor was there, so Hodor's really strong.
Yeah. I don't remember.
All right. Well, okay. And we have that little girl, the new Shireen. She wants to be down there defending everybody, so she's need a weapon.
She's so cute. New Shireen. Poor girl. What's her real name?
Give her a name. Did they give her a name?
I don't know.
Maybe they did, and I don't know. Look, she's a cute little girl.
Shireen number 2.
Who has a really good heart, and she's got fucking scars all over her face. What do you want?
I know. She's really cute.
Shireen 2. Okay. Well, so where are we at? Should we... Jenny of Oldstones. So, is this a prediction that someone's going to give up the throne? Yes or no?
I don't think that plays to giving up the throne.
Okay. Babe?
No.
All right. Just wild, rampant internet speculation then. Okay. All right. So this battle is coming up. Besides the fact that the crypts are obviously going to get overrun with zombies. Although, it makes a great choke point. If they could just start killing a handful. I always say this about The Walking Dead. Your best place would be at the top of a stairwell. Just kill a couple zombies, let the other zombies have a hard time crawling over those zombies, and eventually you've made yourself a wall of zombies.
Right, but how do you get out?
Well, eventually the ones at the bottom of the stairs will, get bored, get distracted by something. You just have to be quiet for a while. But, a choke point is the best defense in a zombie invasion.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Except these are fast zombies. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
They're sometimes fast zombies. I just feel like the crypts would be pretty defensible. Better than most places. And you can't fit a dragon in there, which is nice.
True. But the dragon could probably blow his fire in the hole.
That's true. That would be bad.
Fire in the hole.
Okay, so what else is going to happen in this battle? I asked you guys to bring some predictions to the table. Babe, you took some notes as promised.
I did.
What do you got?
Here's what I got. Yara, she's still got 3 ships that they're selling back to Iron Islands.
So she says.
But maybe she'll come somehow rescue them.
Well, she can't sail to Winterfell.
No, I know. No, maybe she's going to go.
You lit up for a second and then it was extinguished. No.
I don't know. I mean, what is she going to do with the Iron Islands? She's just going to hold it.
I guess just hang out and wait.
Watch all the zombies fall off the
It's a little
cliffs.
weak, given what an awesome warrior she is.
Yeah, she's got something up her sleeve.
We'll see her again before the end.
And I also had the Grey Worm and Missandei theory that something else was going to happen. I didn't know what. I just was like, something else is going to fuck them up. I thought Missandei was going to die or Grey Worm, but now I know she's a spy.
Well, here's the problem we have going into this episode. And I think I was saying this to someone on Twitter. I feel like the starting point for all the crazy twists and turns and no one is safe dramas that we've come to know and love. I think it all started with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where in season 2 we had Angel, the vampire with the heart of gold and a soul, experienced a moment of true happiness. And in that moment, he lost his soul again and became this awful monster that tried to kill everybody. I feel like that was where it started, but we've seen it in a lot of shows. When characters experience moments of true happiness, they're probably going to die really soon.
Yep. They got to build you up and then let you down hard.
So let's make a list.
What? Poor Brienne.
Well, yes. I mean, she's definitely part of that. Brienne actually smiled.
She smiled so big.
Which probably means she's fucked.
Yep.
Grey Worm and Missandei are planning their
getaway.
Life. And maybe Missandei is going to fuck him over anyway, but the fact that he's happy going into this battle and has hope for a future without war and pain and suffering, the fact that he has that means he's probably going to die. Who else had a moment of true happiness? Jorah. Kinda. I mean, not super happiness, but about as happy as Jorah's ever been.
Sure.
He got some mad respect. And a sword.
Yeah. But I don't feel like he's truly like, he didn't get a happy moment. He just got a feely, a little bit touchy-feely.
That's not his lot in life. He doesn't get happy moments. But he came really close.
This is the moment he's been waiting for.
I know. And he's probably going to die defending Daenerys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sansa and Theon both smiled.
Yes, at each other.
Yep.
Yeah. Kind of weird. Well,
weird.
It was definitely a moment of happiness for Theon. Sansa is feeling something, but I don't know if it's quite what.
Maybe Sansa and Theon will be on the throne.
Well, I guess if Missandei and Grey Worm can do it,
she could have her little pet Reek right here.
I don't know, man.
No.
I mean, Theon's redeeming himself okay and all, but...
It's weird.
I think he's...
I know that she's grateful for him saving her and, getting her out of Ramsay's castle.
Yeah. Well,
Winterfell.
I can't... Maybe I shouldn't go back on what I said. I mean, Theon did seem happy, but I've been saying he's not going to die. He's going to fail into surviving because that's his thing.
You think he's going to fail again? I think he's done failing.
Maybe he'll get away somehow. He'll survive.
I don't think so. I think he'll probably sacrifice himself if he needs to. I think he's good to go.
Did anyone else experience joy? Gendry? No. I mean, he
had sex.
He had sex. I mean, that's
Arya.
Arya, that was not a moment of joy.
Oh no! Yeah, did you see that face at the end of the episode? That wasn't a happy Arya.
She was not disappointed in Gendry.
No, I don't think
she was totally disappointed in Gendry.
No, she wasn't.
Now that she knows what she was missing, and Gendry was not up to the task. She's looking for my boy Pod.
Yes, she should have gone to Podrick for sure.
True. He does have the magic cock. We never found out the truth behind that.
Now he sings nice. He's a great fighter. He's a real catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of those loose ends that it would be nice if they would tie that up in the next 4 episodes. It's right up there with what happened to Shame Lady and Pyat Pri, Podrick's cock. Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to see what's her name? Ilaria.
She's on the bingo card list. Ilaria Sand.
I hope we get to see her.
She's definitely alive.
Maybe somebody will let her out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. At some point, she'll get freed whenever the Red Keep is stormed. Yeah, maybe Yara will be there for it since they had a sort of a liking for each other. All right, so who else? So we had, Davos didn't have anything emotionally special going on. Jaime and Tyrion are not feeling their best.
Is Jaime going to die? Not this soon, not right now, but do you think?
I've been thinking about this a lot. There's no way Jaime and Tyrion die next week. Neither of them.
Well, no. Okay, so who are you saying dies next week? I know you asked us, but now I'm asking you.
Well, wait, Josh, did you have a list?
Oh, well, of course I've got a list, but
Well, who do you think is
unfortunately, the top of my list is poor Tormund.
Tormund. Well, he's not super happy yet, but he made all of us happy. That might be enough to put him on the death list.
He's been comedy relief this season. It's weird.
Yeah, we don't have
He's been comedy relief forever. See, I don't think that's fair. Like the first time we really met him, or maybe like within 2 episodes of meeting him, he's regaling Jon with the story of how he fucked a bear. Like he's been, I mean, he's a brutal killer at a couple of occasions, but most of the time he's comic relief.
But we're going on the 3rd episode. We don't need comic relief anymore. We need to get to the bottom of things.
Well, no, I mean, he'll be a fierce warrior this time around. I get it.
You don't think he's going to die? I mean, of course he's going to die in war, but
he
not next episode.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he could.
I think he might live on to avenge Brienne.
He's interfering with Brienne and Jaime's whatever they've got going on.
Are Brienne and Jaime going to wind up together?
No, but he's interfering with it.
Okay, well, who else was on your list?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Brienne dies. Brienne and Tormund both top my list.
Next episode.
Next episode, Brienne and Tormund go. Beric goes down as proof that, look, he's not Azor Ahai.
Oh, yeah, there's no way Beric survives.
No, not a chance. The Hound lives. Because if we don't get the Clegane Bowl, I am going to be a mightily disappointed man.
Well, plus, he still needs to have a nicer moment with Arya before he dies. Doesn't he?
I think that Arya will watch him die, and she'll be like, thanks, Dad.
Maybe he'll save her.
You know.
Oh, who?
Or Sansa. He could have a nice moment, a nice, not creepy moment with Sansa.
Oh, yeah. Has he talked to her yet at all?
No.
No, I guess
I don't
not.
think they've shared a scene.
Well, because they just arrived at Winterfell and delivered the bad news, and Sansa wasn't there for that. She was next seen in the war room. Yeah. They have not seen each other. That would be nice to have a scene between them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so he gets to live. Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
All right, because we're writing this shit. So we all agree he gets to survive this battle. All right, who else you got?
Ooh, let's see. Those were my nearly certain to die. Varys serves no purpose that I can tell. I think he is an easy demonstrate the danger kill at this point.
He'll probably be in the crypts.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. I'm betting he bites it.
I feel like he needs to see Melisandre again before he dies.
That's a good point. I'm also betting that Mel shows up during this fight.
Ooh, maybe she can rain some fire down from the sky.
Didn't she say she doesn't die in this land?
No, she does die in this land.
She does die.
Yeah.
Well,
she
then,
was
yeah,
leaving,
she could die.
And then she would come back to Westeros again when it's her time to die.
I hope we get some kind of proof of God, like through Melisandre or something. Some kind of miracle.
Raised a man from the dead. Is that not enough for you?
No.
And that's why you're not a good Christian.
Now, don't get me wrong. If she could turn water into wine, okay, then we're on to something. Particularly in Westeros.
I mean, it was just Easter. Come on. Let's give some credit here. All right. So, Beric, Brienne, and Tormund. I can agree with all those. Grey Worm seems like he's ready to die. Jorah, what do you think? Is Jorah going to die, Josh?
He's dead meat. He's dead weight and dead meat at this point.
Jennifer's been waiting for him to die for about 6 seasons.
I do like him a little bit better today than I did yesterday. So, because we watched.
Because of the behind the scenes video?
Behind the scenes, yeah.
And he seemed like less of an alcoholic or something?
Yes.
What? Okay. That's her thing. She doesn't like alcoholics. And even though Jorah kind of wasn't an alcoholic, she thought he seemed like one.
No, well,
But she likes Tyrion.
If you've only made it through book 1 in the books, yeah.
Oh,
Jorah in the books is a very different man than Jorah in the show, and like 1,000 times creepier.
Ew. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, now I know why I didn't like him. He was trying to play that creepy guy.
Well, he was that creepy guy for sure. He definitely had his creeper moments with Dany.
He's so gross, and Dany's like all happy. Ew.
But she knows she's not. Again. She knows she's not going to fuck him. He's the king of the friend zone.
I know, but she's just so like she leads him on. She acts like he's her savior and nothing more, and he's totally in love with her.
Yeah,
she leads him on.
So is Tyrion.
No, I don't think Tyrion's in love with her that way.
No?
No.
I'm with you on that. Whatever that weird, meaningful stare was at the doorway at the end of last season.
He did the Charlie Brown walk with his head down. I thought that meant he was in love. Unless he just thought it was going to fuck over all their plans. But, I mean, Tyrion's a coxman. He's not anymore, and I think part of that's because he's actually in love.
It could be just that he... he has an interest in the throne. He was trying to get her to talk about who would be next who would be her successor. And maybe he's just contemplating what's happening and walking away rather than being sad about it. I don't have any clear indication that he loves her romantically.
Well, maybe not. It would make sense to me if he did, but maybe not. Maybe he really is a changed man, and he's just looking at the bigger picture. I mean, I'm okay with that. But Jorah's definitely still in love with her. Yes. But now he's all covered in scars.
And she was like 12 when he met her.
Not really.
Okay, 14.
As we just saw in the behind the scenes video, while in the book Dany was 13 or 14, in the show she was like 22. Or
right, I know.
From an actress perspective.
I'm talking about in the show, her age difference between her and Jorah. She was still a teenager. Yeah. Of course, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter in this world.
It clearly does not.
All right,
so
I
should just
get over it.
Anyone else?
Jorah's dead. As far as main cast goes, Dollar said, I don't. He's not making it out of Winterfell, but it may not be this next episode.
Okay. He's also on the bingo cards. I fit him in.
Good. I hope you did. And although I don't know the character's name, I refer to this guy as Cal Beardo. He's the leader of Dany's Dothraki. I'm sure he has a name. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, he probably has a name. I don't think they've ever named him on the show. Nothing comes to
mind. So Cal Beardo it is, as far as I'm concerned.
I think a lot of Dothraki are going to die. They're not ready for undead hordes leaping at them and their horses. All those horses are going to die horribly. Ugh, poor guys. Yeah.
Ice Dragon got to eat.
Yeah, that's true. It'll make a good meal for him.
They don't need to eat.
Yeah.
Since I have seen plenty about like Jaime's going to die this next episode, here's all. I just want to say this because I'm pretty sure this is all we need to know. The reason Jaime and Tyrion will not die this week is because they went through all the trouble of setting up Bronn and that crossbow. And why there's no point in setting up Bronn and the crossbow unless Bronn is going to meet Tyrion and Jaime again at some point. So I think we're good there. I think they're safe.
And I got an angle on that. If Bronn actually goes, like Cersei paid him in advance. If Bronn does not just take a cart full of money and go to Volantis, I don't know what's wrong with the man.
Well, he doesn't want to be hunted, though. That's no fun way to retire. So he's going to have to make sure that either his targets or Cersei are dead before he flees town. He's got to stick around for a little while. That's what I'm saying.
I just don't. I don't see a man that pragmatic going, giant army of the dead to the north. I think I'll go there.
No, he's not going to go up. I think they're going to meet in King's Landing. or
That
somewhere in the very surrounding areas. I don't think Bronn's going up there. Okay, so we are at an hour, so I just want to hit this one last thing, which is, in terms of at least the next episode, what's going to happen between Dany and Jon? Are they going to be okay, or are they going to be fighting by the end of this?
Are they going to be fighting others the entire episode? Maybe they won't have a chance to talk about it.
Well, I think we saw them talking in the preview at one point. I mean, it was only a 30-second preview, but I swear they were trading a barb or something back and forth. I don't know. What do you think? Are they gonna have any conflict?
Right. What is Dany going to think about that?
Or will one of them die this episode?
This episode? No.
It could happen.
No.
No? Okay.
It'll be the last episode.
All right, Josh?
No, neither one of them dies, and I'm with Jennifer. I don't think they're going to have time to go into details this episode, but I'm pretty sure Dany's going to turn
Before the end.
I think that's what they've been playing up for the last season. That
maybe she'll turn into the White Walker.
The Night Queen.
I am all for that. She could become the Night Queen, but like I said, I think that would be to be with her children. I think we're going to have Dany and Jon kissing at the end of this fight, at the end of the Battle of Winterfell, at some point.
I don't think we will see them kiss again.
I think they're going to be in such peril and horribleness that when it's all over, they're going to meet up and they're going to hug and they're going to kiss and everything's going to be okay for just a little while longer. And then shit's going to fall apart again.
So do you think they're going to conquer this? They're going to win this battle?
Yeah, that is a good question. Will Winterfell fall? I think it will.
Yeah.
But I don't know how people will get away after that.
Maybe they'll be going to King's Landing.
I think that's what Melisandre is for. I think she shows up at the end to, rain down fire or in some way
make a magic spell,
provide cover. Yeah, provide cover for a quick escape.
And then she sacrifices herself.
Oh, she'd have to. Yeah, whatever she does, it's going to be big and magical. Maybe it'll prove to you that the Lord of Light exists.
Right. I want that. I want that.
Well, I want that too. I want you to believe, babe.
I would love to believe.
We're going to start the Church of the Lord of Light here in Orange County.
It would be so much easier to just go blindly through life.
Right, so we all seem to agree that Winterfell is done.
You think so? I don't think it has to fall. Because they could just move on.
Well, the only way it doesn't fall is if they kill the Night King next week, which seems possible, but probably not.
I don't know. I don't think it falls.
All right, so you're not willing to commit. I think Winterfell's going to fall. I think
next episode.
I think we have not seen quite the end of the Undead War. I think it'll still end before episode 6, so we have time to deal with Cersei. But I don't think we're quite done yet.
Winterfell seems so, we were talking about this the other day, it seems so small because all you ever see is that courtyard that everybody rides into, right. And then they close the gate and then you have the whole thing surrounding and that's it.
Right.
And the crypts.
And they've got probably 10 to 15,000 Dothraki and Unsullied there. Just hanging out.
Right.
And horses. Oh my God, the horses. Yeah.
It doesn't seem...
Winterfell is TARDIS-like in its dimensions.
Oh.
It's bigger on the inside.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense.
All right. Any other thoughts before we go? It's okay if the answer's no. We've talked a lot. Right. So, Josh, I think sometime maybe after we know the truth of everything, maybe when we're in that cool down period when the show's over, I think you're going to need to come back and tell us your Podrick theory. And we'll see how it matches up to whatever happens. Well, tell us more about the Podrick theory. You had some more detail to go into about how he became a faceless man and all that. So let's make sure we catch up again as soon as we can. But we do have 4 very intense episodes in front of us.
That'll be fun, and I'll let you know how things go with the bingo on my end.
Yes. So you're going to get together with some friends this week?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yes. Take some pictures. We'll tweet them out, and I'd love to hear how that goes. We're going to be playing here too. We'll also document it in some fashion.
We'll twit it.
Cool.
We'll twit it. Yes. Make sure to get it up on the twits. Okay. Speaking of twits and Twitter, if you want to talk to us anymore, you can reach me at Pod of Thrones on Twitter or Jeff at podofthrones.com. And of course, as I was saying before, the Kid Free Weekend on Facebook. And Babe?
Jennifer at podofthrones.com. At the Kid Free Weekend on Twitter. No, God darn it. What is it?
There's no there was no room for that.
Kid Free Weekend.
At Kid Free Weekend on Twitter, yes.
At Kid Free Weekend on Twitter.
Uh-huh. You got it.
And Kid Free Weekend on Facebook.
Okay, so we will talk to everybody again on Sunday. Have fun at your watch parties, everybody. Please let us know how they go.
Woohoo.
And good luck for you and your favorite characters.
How long is next episode?
At least an hour.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks again, Josh.
Thank you. Bye.